But man, these new tech toys that come up, or the new smart toys, they're just not. I didn't find myself emotionally attached to them or connecting with them at all, and I think that that's because, again, there's just too many characters going on in here. Let's talk about these toys. Toys. What are those? What are these? Papa, what are these mysterious things called toys?
Well, the things that millennials buy to feel young again.
That's old people stuff, ain't it?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah. Boy, have you not heard the toy apocalypse is here? The age of toys is over. Long live the toys. Yeah, folks. Ever since these things, these pads out here, these devices, this technology.
These devices are so divisive.
They really are. They really are. I don't even know if they're divisive. We're all becoming just one big hive mind of the net. You know, this. For those who might remember what toys are, they actually used to come alive when you left the room.
Sure.
And plot against you if you weren't playing with them.
Which is why we had to get rid of them.
Yeah, exactly. Because one of these days, so far they've been cool. How do we get these kids to play with us? One of these days it's going to be like, no, they've got to die. Because these toys live a miserable existence. Can you imagine every time somebody walked in the room, you had to just play dead and couldn't move, couldn't do anything?
Sure.
Yeah.
And knowing your obsolescence is only a few years away.
Exactly. And you can only hope if maybe you'll get passed off to another kid. You might end up in a landfill.
Or behind the bed forever.
Behind the bed forever.
A landfill, a donation box.
Or you'll be one of those, maybe you hung on to your toys forever. And on your deathbed you say, I want to be buried with my favorite toy. Jesus, no.
And this Toy Story universe is horrifying. Like,
it is.
Just the fact that it's just like, this is now my toy, and now when I put it down and leave the room, it now has sentience.
Yeah. But like the toy wants to be played with, but the only time it gets to really be alive is when the kid leaves and isn't playing with it.
It's life. It was like they're about to figure out, have you ever thought about this? If all the humans were gone, we could live. That's going to be what, Toy Story 10? It's going to be like Planet of the Apes?
There was a Cracked article about that. That Toy Story is the precursor to Cars.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't blame them. So these toys must be stopped. So thank God we have a hero right here. Lily, the iPad, or Lily the pad, Lily pad.
Lily pad.
Yeah. Lily says, you know what, all you toys are obsolete. They're into the new tech right now, the new thing, which is me. You can be connected at all times, every day. Not only can you be connected, playing your favorite thing, watching your favorite thing, but there's no need to go out and make friends anymore. Your friends are all right here. Behind chat rooms, avatars.
Pop Tropica and all that stuff.
Yeah, all of that. That's when Jessie, y'all remember Jessie, the cowgirl, she says, now hold on, bitch, wait a minute. She said, nah, you know what? Bonnie, we just got passed off to this girl. We were just getting started with her. We were just becoming her favorite toys, and now you want to come in and just ruin everything for everybody. This cannot be the case. So how does, as cool as these toys are, a lot of them, poor old Woody was outdated from the first movie.
Sure, but Woody's outliving his life.
He is.
He's like, I see where this game goes.
I saw the writing on the wall.
I'm doing something new.
I said we should have killed these. I mean, how many nights was he over Andy with a knife in his hand?
I mean, Woody did go off to build a coalition of forgotten toys.
Oh, no.
So it's like he's building an army.
Woody is the rebellion.
Yeah.
Woody is the Caesar of toys. But as for now, they still want these kids' attention, and they have a point. They're saying, listen, if nothing else, this is not healthy for these kids. I mean, yeah, we want to be played with, we want to live, we want to be loved, but at the same time, it's just weird and creepy how kids are becoming transfixed in front of a screen. If nothing else, we have to save them from that. And therefore, Jessie has to get the gang back together. Woody, Buzz and everybody else in the game and see if they can win the love of Bonnie, who's having trouble making friends because she still plays with toys.
Which is like, Bonnie, little girl.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time.
Yeah. We bought you this for a reason. We bought you the damn hot pants so you quit being How the hell you get kicked out the sleepover?
Yeah, there's a lot going on here that's not being addressed.
Yes.
Go ahead.
But also,
I mean, there's a hell of a time jump where Andy's toys are probably doing nothing for 7 years.
oh yeah. Yeah. But also, can they save the rest of the kids out there who need to be somehow disconnected from all these screens? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer. You've seen some of it. We want to pick it up again. Let's look at Toy Story. Some of the trailer for Toy Story 5.
Buzz, you stay here. I'm going with them.
You don't think I can do it?
No!
Nice poncho. It's good to see them fighting again.
Is it though? That's what we're going to talk about right now. So, can't wait to see. Did you see this?
I did not see this.
Okay, so you're just going to sit back and listen.
I'm going to listen, ask a couple questions. I will warn you before the chat is already like, oh man, another Grumpy Martin review.
Okay.
Part of the magic for the first 3 movies is meeting these characters for the first time and seeing their relationships evolve, and seeing how they form their relationships together and bond together to like face new challenges. And that sense of discovery is gone by this point. I mean, we 5 in now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when they introduce new characters, man, we don't get to know them very well like we did with Woody and Buzz because, we got so many things to deal with at this point. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. For me, it has some advantages. It's more comfort, the magic now. When you go see them, when you go see them, man, it's at this point, it's like hanging out with old friends. It's like picking up where you left off. Like Booty and Was. No, Woody, Buzz, man, I've known them for years. Yeah, they cool.
But it's kind of like you're hanging out with your old friends, but they brought a whole bunch of their coworkers that you don't know
That's
along.
what I'm saying.
So you can't just hang out with them. You got to meet all these other people who aren't nearly as fun or interesting.
And you don't know them as long. You're not going to get to know them. You don't have the same history. Like we met Woody and Buzz. It wasn't forced.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man. It's like when you meet somebody as a kid or at a party or something. We met them and it felt organic, and so we're not friends and we're cool. Yeah, they brought a bunch of people and I was like, I don't know them. Hey, this is my house, man. Don't be bringing people up in my house I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But I will say that it has helped me with some of my nervousness of Toy Story because I always said, man, they've been making these movies and I'm scared they're going to make a bad one day. They've been lucky so far. And I don't really care anymore. It's like, I have my perfect trilogy with that. I will always have that. Now these feel like episodes of a good television show. Or maybe it's something that's going to continue like, all right, Woody will be back, like Bond or something like that. Yeah. They're like James Bond movies now. We're just waiting for the next next installment. And one of the things I like about that is that, all right, you know what? If we're going to continue these movies, I think they were smart with changing it up. I don't know how many people know, but this is not the Woody and Buzz show anymore. Jessie the cowgirl, she's taking over now. So you're giving toys the spotlight now, which is what I think that's cool. And I think she carries the movie well. I don't know, did you like Jessie in this movie?
Yes. I mean, Jessie's fine. She did some questionable things, which I was like, you made this so much worse than it had to be.
Yeah, she's a little aggressive.
She's aggressive. I mean, like right off with her and Lily Pad, I was like, that is not how you approach somebody. And everything that's happened, this is kind of on you right now.
Well, yeah, well, you know what? I like Jessie because I understand her. And see, that's the thing. Listen, one of the things what's that?
Well, just saying like, I do like Jessie. Like you asked if I like Jessie. Yes, I like Jessie.
Yeah.
I just want to make that clear. But it was just one of those things going like, see, what you did there.
Well, you know what? I get Jessie. I understand Jessie. For one, I like Jessie in this because Jessie feels natural. Now, we always talking about...
She does feel natural.
Yeah. We always talking about how they trying to make characters... And again, I'm not going to get any kind of diversity discussion or argument here or anything like that. But everybody wants to talk about, well, that character felt forced where you trying to make a statement with, female empowerment and whatnot. That's not Jessie, man. Jessie feels natural. There's no attempt to make any kind of strong female. Jessie's just who she is. We've known Jessie since Toy Story 2. Mm-hmm. So we know she's feisty.
Yeah.
Which is and I get it, which is why I understand her bucking up to Lily.
She was not out of character.
No, when she bucked up to Lily, I got it, and I understand why she did it because of what led up to it.
Hi! What the? Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Sleep mode. Was just gonna hop on the charger. Battery could use a little refresh.
I want to talk to you.
Don't you walk away from me.
See, that's already bad. That's a bad way to start this.
Don't you turn your back on me.
Device.
Please, call me Lily.
Now look here.
I'm always listening. See? Now look here. Me and the toys have been working all summer trying to get me and the toys been working all summer trying to get Bonnie make friends.
First dance, honey.
Shut up. You ain't helping. I listen. I like Jessie because, and I understand Jessie's aggressiveness. First of all, I think it was cool to make her as aggressive as she is because
I like when they make characters not so nice.
Yeah, but she's already. I know we're talking about a kids movie, but she's seen some shit.
She's seen some shit, and she's full of anxiety.
Yes.
But the new person, you don't just go up to them and go like, "Look, bitch, I'm running things around here, and this is how it's gonna be." Because that other person, they're gonna snap back at you.
Yeah.
And she could have been like, "Hey, this is kind of what's been going on. We'd like to work with you." But
that's not her character.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we've always seen.
Yeah.
When she met Woody, she did the same thing to Woody.
I'm not faulting the movie for that. I'm just talking about Jessie's character. I was like, see, you kind of made this worse than it had to be.
But you know what I like about that? I like that because she's a strong personality, abrasive in a way, and she's doing it because I like that is for a reason. She is overconfident because she's insecure about she's been insecure about, first of all, being a toy and everything toys have to go through, and she's been through this before, so she's got some PTSD of her own.
Yeah.
And so, but she's also she's seen what's happening, and this is probably the worst threat that they've had to their existence, these machines or this tech. And so now she's in the position of a leader. She's trying to be overconfident for them. She's trying to be confident for herself, and she doesn't want to show that she's scared. And I love that with this character because it makes it harder to watch when she has to deal with Bonnie. As we know, Bonnie, the little girl that took over the torch, Mandy. It makes me feel worse for her when she has to deal with that because she's scared about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And so when it hits harder when she has to deal with Bonnie not wanting her anymore, when she's been trying to be so strong for everybody and trying to stand up to this new tech right here. I love that about her character.
No. I like that too. I like that she's trying to be so strong for the other toys. And the other toys are like, look, we know how this goes. But for her, she's so traumatized with what happened to her before. And her thing is like, all right, I know I got a certain amount of years with Bonnie. I'm going to make the most of it. And then with tech is like, yeah, you're not getting all those years. You got maybe 3 months.
See, that's why she's mad. What the hell you say to me?
I know she's mad, but that ain't Lily Van's fault. And the thing to do, the mature thing to do, I know we're talking about toys.
I know.
Is to, the self-beneficial thing to do is to like, hey, let's come to an understanding. Let's work this out. Instead of just immediately jumping in Lily's face. Because what's Lily going to do? Going like, you.
Okay, you looking at what you would do. We're talking about Jessie.
But I'm not faulting the movie.
I know
for that.
that. I'm just saying this is what I like about this character. And that's why that character is flawed. That character is not going to think logically. That character is it's a toy living in fear.
No, I like that.
It's a flawed character. I love that about that character right there.
It's kind of weird how practical you are in your dissection of this movie, where it's just like, I don't even agree with this theme. Like, you're all replaceable. The lily pad itself is going to be replaced with an iPad in 2 years.
That comes up later.
Oh, wow. And you are straight up I like this movie because of her characterization. Like, it's two completely different takes off the bat.
I know what I mean, I'm not saying I can't blame him for looking at it like, hey, if I was there, I would have squashed this shit right back. What the hell is wrong with her? But I'm just kind of like, hey, that's the way the character's always been like that, and she has more of a reason to be like that now. And it's a flawed character, but I understand why she's like that, and I think that's pretty deep for a toy movie, a Toy Story movie.
And it's also a thing where if Woody was there, he would have been a diplomat about the thing and kind of like, all right, Jesse, calm down. Let's make this happen. But she's in charge now.
Yeah.
And Buzz is pussy whipped.
Yeah, like I said, man, I've been, this is the way these characters are written. They've always been this way to a certain extent. And the cool thing about it is that these characters are all, it's always been about insecurity.
Yeah.
From the beginning, Woody's insecurity.
Oh, absolutely.
Buzz is insecurity.
Yeah.
Now it's time for Jesse's insecurity.
Yeah.
And that's why she's like that. I love Bullseye.
Bullseye is, no pun intended, ride or die.
No, he is. He's a horse, but he's a big ass dog.
Pixie's basically Bullseye.
Pixie is my Bullseye, man. Y'all know I love dogs. That ain't no horse. He's a dog, man. He even wags his tail when Jesse comes around. And I love animal sidekicks like him. He's not too cute. He's just loyal. And I love the animation they did for him. And sometimes he's even like the reasonable one. Like Jesse, Jesse did something that was kind of out of line, and she looked at Bullseye, and Bullseye like, so yeah, man. I also think the movie does a good job at making tech seem very ominous. It's there's so many scenes in here where it's kids in front of screens, but we know now that this technology is a problem, these, and there is a problem with kids having too much screen time, and those scenes where they look in front in the houses through the windows, and every kid is just kind of transfixed like a zombie in the glow of a screen. That was creepy, man.
What makes it creepy is that it's not an exaggeration.
No, it's not. No, that's what I'm saying. It's staring to a device, and we see this. I was working on this review, and I was at the airport getting ready to come here, and it's not just kids. I was writing a review and wrote this note down, and I looked up, and everybody was on the screen.
Sure.
I was like, holy shit! Like this is dystopian right now, and I'm learning this from a Toy Story movie, which was there way before that.
I do think everyone is the most antisocial at an airport, though.
Yeah, well, if there's any place to do that, you're right. Maybe I was the wrong.
It's not a place where you just casually walk up and start talking to strangers.
Well, I do, but I've been told to fuck off.
You ever notice them moving over?
No shit, they move before you even get there. Excuse me, long flight today? Where you heading to? We were talking about Bonnie beforehand, man, and I think it's creepy, and I think it's sad, and I think that's the case with Bonnie. I think it's sad. And listen, I know you're gonna. I figured you're gonna say this. You were either going to agree with me on this, or you're gonna be like, nah, Bonnie need her ass whooped or something. No. So I'm just gonna tell you this. I was looking at Bonnie's story, and I ain't gonna lie. I probably was a little insensitive because I was irritated with Bonnie. Because I was like, why? Stop being weird. Stop all that damn crying. That's why you ain't got no friends. We had a problem way before the screen. Yeah, you were weird with just the toys.
Yeah.
But, because she's not making friends out there. That's the problem with her. And I was a little irritated with her at first, but then I was like, you know what? It's not her. I like the theme of her, man. It's all the other kids. The kids that are being made to be antisocial, and you saw like in the trailer there's a part they did her wrong, man. So she goes to see all these, she goes to hang out with these kids for a sleepover. And let me see here.
Such a bad message for kids. Like, if you're ever ostracized, you're not the problem. Everyone else is.
They address that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, in this, I'm not putting it that way.
Yeah,
I was joking.
But
no,
I know. But I hear where you're coming from because I did feel that also.
Well, I look at these little girls and these little bitches right here. It's a message about kids are being made to be antisocial, which makes them mean. It does. It makes them kind of cruel because it does desensitize them in a way. They're not creative, and also it's like 8 years old is too old to be playing with toys now, which is what they say. Oh, you still play with toys, and they're like 7 and 8 years old. And it's like, really? And some kids really feel like that, and it made me like Bonnie more because it made me feel for her, man. I felt bad for her because in the movie, she's the symbol for childhood purity. She's still a kid. She's still holding on to imagination. She still loves her toys, but she's conflicted between them and trying to make friends. And the choice, and I felt bad for her when she started crying later because it's upsetting her. She's like, what do I do? Do I go out and make friends or do I be a kid? And if I'm a kid, I'm punished for it. Mm-hmm. I actually like Bonnie's story a lot. Like I said, she's the symbolism here for childhood innocence and purity against everything that's happening. She's the one trying to hold on to it.
Well, so Bonnie, I mean, the thing is about little girls is they have a tendency to be cliquish. Yeah. And especially if they've been hanging out and they already have a bunch of jokes between each other and they're all trying to be grown. That happens even without technology, without iPads. But the thing that technology is doing is that it's speeding up that process. Yeah. Because like you said, they're usually a little bit older by the time they're doing that. Yeah. And Bonnie's been pure, but also Bonnie is just naturally very sensitive. More so than other kids. It is, it initially it is annoying. Like Bonnie, stop being weird or stop crying so much. Yeah. Or at least talk to us about what's going on. But after a while, just kind of relax and it's like, look, this is just what she's going through, and it's tough. But she's not the only kid to ever be this way.
Did you not like her then?
No, I did.
But
at first, she was getting on my nerves.
No, she was getting on my nerves too. No, I was like, stop being weird.
Yeah. And like, you're never gonna make friends if you don't actually talk to people.
Yeah, but I liked what they did with her character. I really, I mean, maybe it's realistic or not in some cases, but like I said, she's a symbol here for childhood. With Lily, I don't want to say too much because there's something that they did with her. Or it or whatever, where I'm glad they didn't take her in that direction. She's kind of the new Buzz Lightyear. Mm. When Buzz came in, he was the new high-tech toy.
Yeah, right.
And Woody was the one that was outdated. Now, Lily's the new Buzz Lightyear. And, she's making everybody look obsolete, especially Jessie right here. I like that they didn't take her in a certain direction, as I just said. But also, man, I don't know if you felt this. I might be looking too deep into it. But I also thought, like, one of the reasons why they didn't go that far with it is because Disney's kind of being very careful not to be critical of kids not being on pads.
Of course.
Because I wish I could tell you what they could have done to take it all the way. But Disney's like, well, we got apps to sell too,
Well, also, okay, with something like a device like this, you don't want to make it too powerful.
Yeah,
because then you're gonna scare a lot of people.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Everybody's hackles are already up about AI, and even though this is low tech for AI, having it be able to do too much is enough to have people going, see, nah, none of this.
Yeah,
but also with Lily, there's a certain inevitability of her existence. Like even Marco's bringing up that, like, she's gonna get replaced at some point. Yeah, because Lily is low tech to what we have now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I think she's low tech too. Is she low tech because she's for a kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's it. An actual lily pad or whatever it is, because there's a frog.
A leapfrog.
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 They don't have much RPM or RAM. They can't do a lot of programs either.
Yeah. So they limit lily pad's menace, but also it's refreshing that she's not too evil, too powerful.
Yeah, there's a way that they could have pushed this, and I'm glad that they didn't. But it also is just Disney saying, "Hey, look, we don't want kids to be on screens for a long time, but we want them to be on screens for our things."
Yeah. Well, plus whether we want or not, they're gonna get on screens.
Yeah.
Screens are gonna happen.
Yeah.
They also stop short of saying, like, look, this is coming whether you like it or not.
Oh no, Disney has Disney has a lot of apps directed towards 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. It's like getting them on there early. So they're like, look, we ain't going to tell them not to do it.
Yeah, we're not going to shoot ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can play with toys too, but as long as you get these apps.
So I just thought that was funny. I was like, I'm glad you did it. Or didn't do a certain thing, but I don't think it was done for the right thing, But it was good for the movie.
Well, yeah, I think it was better for the movie.
Yeah, overall, yeah.
It sounds like in general they took a more nuanced take. Kind of reminds me of Inside Out 2, where there's not an overall villain, so there's a nuanced take to.
Kind of, yeah. You're kind of right about that.
Yeah. You are. There's other smart toy characters, and this is what I was talking about, where I think there's too many. So they introduced the other gang of leftover smart toys, and I just didn't feel the connection with them like I did with other toys.
Not at all.
I mean, in the early Toy Stories, even like some of the smaller side characters. I mean, think about it, even up to 4, like Duke Kaboom and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
The dummies, the ventriloquist dummies in the antique store.
Yeah. All those toys in the antique store, they always felt a presence with them, and especially Duke Kaboom. He was like a standout, new character.
Yeah.
And even Forky. Forky was a big deal.
Yeah.
We're like, man, we getting replaced by just a fork with some pipe getting us. Yeah. But he had so much personality. You're like, man, I know he's a threat, but I like that guy. But all these new characters, these new tech toys, and even the army of Buzz Lightyears, I was like, yeah, I'm just not.
I'm there with you on that, man.
Like the whole all those Buzz Lightyears, when it was all said and done, I was like, we didn't need any of this. That added up to nothing.
No, I agree with you.
And it took away from the story we were following to follow these guys. And then at the end, I was like, so what even was that?
I agree with you to a certain extent, and maybe we are fully in agreement of that. But I am with you on that. But man, these new tech toys that come up, or the new smart toys, they're just not. I didn't find myself emotionally attached to them or connecting with them at all, and I think that's because, again, there's just too many characters going on in here, and now we finally have the casualty of having a crowded movie.
It's that fifth movie syndrome thing that we've seen in Fast and the Furious and the Jurassic Worlds, where you got too many goddamn characters.
Look, man, we've been collecting.
Yeah, we've been collecting.
We made a big ass boulder snowball of characters now, and now we are seeing at least for myself. Some other people might like them, but we're seeing the casualty of characters that just aren't having enough time or giving enough story to connect with people like myself. And, are they amusing? Kind of. I don't know. They got one toy that's just there to make shit jokes.
Yeah, I was just really disappointed with that.
And I'm not even offended. I'm not saying it's childish.
I wasn't offended, but it's like, all right, he's a toy for potty training. And of course he's going to make a couple of shit jokes.
That was Gertz's favorite part.
Was it?
Yeah.
He weighed way more than I thought was necessary.
Yeah, I didn't mind him. He didn't bother me, but I'm just kind of like, you know what? I can take you. I'll leave you.
Oh, she got bangs that year.
Wait a minute, where is that?
That's Disneyland.
Come here, that's me in a pocket.
Flush, you both went there?
It's not terrible, but it's just like, all right, dude, am I gonna remember these characters that much? Not really. They're not. They didn't leave a huge impression. I tell you who I did like. I like the character of Blaze. It's a little girl that somehow the toys end up. If you see the movie through a bunch of misadventures, Jesse and Bullseye end up at this girl's house. And she's pretty likable, man. Especially when you have a bunch of kids in the movie that are just clocked out, and they're in front of the screen. She's a character that's full of life, kind of like Andy was. And again, they're not making a big statement with her. I thought she was just a cool character.
Yeah. She's Bonnie if she wasn't
but weird.
crying all the time. Yeah, weird.
That's all that damn crying.
I wanted to ask, did they ever get rid of some of the toys in big ways? I mean, I know like the Barbies left in the last movie and stuff, but like some of the voice actors have legitimately passed away from one.
Yeah, they've replaced them, like Mr. Potato Head.
I think there's some good, going back to what you're saying, I think some good story ideas here, man. Because listen, this is all the same formula. I mean, it's amazing that they're able to pull this off. Something is introduced, the toys have to work together to make sure that the kids don't forget them, and the joy of playing with them. That's in every movie now.
Yeah.
So, but part of that formula is also at some point, the toys are going to get neglected, and that's where the emotion kicks in for me. Every time I think these movies might not reach the point of, oh, well, they're never going to hit that high that these other Toy Story movies do. And then, damn it, those toys get neglected. They get those big sad eyes. They start playing that Randy Newman music. And it always hits me. So one of the things that I think that still works here is there's still a lot of heart and still a lot of emotion, especially when the toys are feeling like they're at their lowest. That always gets me, man. And I think it's the same thing here. The things that don't work are some things that are really good ideas, but the writing isn't as tight.
Yeah, I felt like overall the writing isn't as tight because in all the other movies, I always got big laughs out of them, sometimes a lot of them. And I didn't get any big laughs this time. I got chuckles and things that were humorous, but I didn't get any big laughs. And the emotion-wise, I didn't feel that as much. When it got to that, it felt like, okay, well, this is the thing these movies have done. And before it was, in really 4 times it was magical, and it was like, oh wow, you caught me. And this time it was more like, yeah, you can see that coming. I was also kind of put off by, in writing-wise, the relationship with Buzz and Woody. How Buzz was so aggressive with Woody, and I get that he had anxiety, but he was like really laser focused on being in competition with Woody, and it was like, this is weird because it was fine at first in the first movie, but they've worked that shit out. So I don't understand why this is happening now.
Because people like to see them go at it.
Yeah, but it was like they just wanted them to have that relationship, even though it didn't even make sense.
One of the great things about Toy Story, and about all of them, is that a joke is usually worked into the bigger story. It's not just the throwaway punchline all the time. I mean, some characters will say something, but if there's some joke that they really stopped the movie for, then it's going to have some impact on the story itself. It's going to be worked into the story, and that's not always the case with this. Woody, as I said, is more of a supporting character. So his jokes about getting old. When I saw that in the trailer, I thought that was going to be, I thought there was going to be more to it. Like he's got that bald spot. He's even got a little belly. He got a little beer gut going on, a little punch going on. But it's nothing more than a quick joke. Yeah. And it's still good to see him, and it's still good to see. It was great to see him and Buzz get back together, but after that's done, they don't mention anything about him being old anymore. Maybe it's a little bit here or there.
It was a couple more digs at him, but it was like, okay, this old joke is old now.
It's good to be back. Well, she really let things go.
And I laughed at that, but that's all it is. It's like, I think in a better written Toy Story movie, and I'm not saying that they do a terrible job here, but in a better written Toy Story movie, that would have played into a bigger part of the story. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I feel like it's and again, probably because they have so much stuff going on. So, we don't have time to put that in. I think, all right, I would have said that for a movie where we really could have made that a bigger story theme.
Part of the theme.
Yeah. And I agree with you on them Buzz Lightyears. They got an army of buzzes in here, and at first it's kind of cool. It's like it reminded me of that movie Small Soldiers.
Yes.
In a way, it's the intro for it is cool. A bunch of Buzz Lightyears that crashed onto a beachfront, a cargo ship crashed, and they all decided to become a collective army. That was actually pretty funny at first. And then there's some things that happen later on in the movie where I thought, okay, that's funny too, that's cute. Can't wait to see where this goes. And man, the whole thing, it's not a great payoff, if you ask me. The whole thing was just one long setup for like a convenient save or something to get this movie wrapped up at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I was just like, this time we spent with these guys could have been spent really digging into Bonnie and what's going on with her.
Yeah.
Isn't that the second time they've done a Buzz Army?
Army?
Like, didn't one of the other movies have, like I said, I vaguely remember it.
They're in a toy store and there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. There is sort of a payoff for them, and I did like it. I just think that we spent a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
In the middle of the movie.
Yeah, because they kept cutting back to them, like, oh shit, what's this building? And then in the end, they're like, No.
Yeah, and so I don't think it had a good punch for what they were for the setup that they had for it. I thought eventually what we saw in it, and it was cute. But then again, nothing that we had to do a long setup for. But I think they could have played a more clever part in the story. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think watching this, man, I like this the least of all the movies. This is the first time that this is starting to feel crowded, and it's taken away from the story, and it's also starting to feel a little repetitive. Not a huge complaint from me, though. It's still a quality film. Even though it's a lot going on in there, everyone everyone gets their moment. Everyone has whether it's a small joke or whether it's a big part of the story. Everybody gets a chance to add something to the film. I wish there were times people could add more to the story, but in the end it kind of keeps what's really important for me, and that is still at the heart of it. It's got a lot of emotion. I still felt something while watching this. They've done it over and over again. These damn toys. Every time they throw these toys to the side, I still cry, man. I still feel bad. That shit still works on me. I don't like it.
It's still real to me.
It's still real to me. I don't like being manipulated like that. But damn it, it still works on me. Damn it. So yeah, it would probably be a high matinee. And this is the first time that I've given a Toy Story anything but like a full price or low full price. I even think did I get the last movie a matinee? I'm not sure. Somebody be able to tell me. I don't know.
I thought the last movie was a full price. I mean, it might have been the lesser of the of the four, but only slightly.
Yeah.
It was just doing something different and introduced some memorable new characters.
By the way, I don't know if people are getting mad at them because they think I'm giving this a bad rating. I'm not. I think a high matinee is still good. I mean, this is the fifth one.
Yeah.
If you can carry it on that far and still be a quality film, you're doing well.
Yeah. No, if this movie is your first Toy Story movie, it's good. I just don't think it's Toy Story good. And it's very much what you said. I didn't think about it, but it felt like an episode rather than an actual,
Yeah, it feels like an episode of a good series or something.
Yeah. Just so much of it, it didn't reach those high points for me. And there were so many things where I would take out. And normally with the other movies, I was laughing or enjoying myself so much I didn't even think about that. So it's a matinee for me, but it's a low matinee.
I still think it's still a good run. I still find myself. Maybe I'm not as attached to a lot of characters in here as I was before, but the ones I am attached to, like Bonnie, Jessie, I still love seeing. I get emotional when I see the toys get back together. When I saw, Buzz and Woody meet each other again, I thought, you know what, that feels good, man. Like I said, this is like hanging out with old friends, and when I see, a moment like this where, they see each other for the first time and they give each other a hug and everything, I'm like, yeah, you know what, man. Those are the moments I live for these Toy Story movies. They still got it when it comes to that, and I like I said, there's a comfort in coming in and being like, I don't need any setup for Buzz and Woody. I don't need to have anything, I don't need to come in and have any explanations. I just get to fall right back in there with these two. Like if you look closely, you can see me coming up behind them. Yeah, guys. But get off us. Right, friends forever, right? I still, for moments like this where I can just come in and settle in from where I last left these characters, I like that. And it was bound to happen that something was going to dip in quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
We on the fifth one, man.
You can roll the dice only so many times. Yeah. I mean, at least it didn't suck.
No.
Which a fifth movie totally could have.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, matinee from both of us. I mean, you can split hairs, low matinee, high matinee, whatever. But nobody's saying it's terrible.
No,
not at all. Not at all. So
it's fine.
Chad is saying he gave the last one a better than sex.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, I knew you liked that last one.
No, I actually like that last one a lot, man.
Yeah.
I know some people are down on that one, but man, I love the way that last movie ended.
I did too. It was different. It didn't stick to formula. And matter of fact, I was hoping with this one we'd be more following Woody out there in the wasteland doing his thing.
Man, I hope they do that in Toy Story 6.
Yeah, or just not make a Toy Story 6.
That ain't happening, Marty.
I know.
Woody will be back with the revolution.